Ah yes, the dark side of the forest buffet mushroom cooking knife. The deadliest mushrooms are nature's way of saying, you shouldn't have picked that snack. Number 6. Lepiota brunoincarnata, deadly dapperling. Found, Europe, Middle East. Toxin. Amatoxins again. Looks cute, kills quietly. Used in accidental poisonings. Lepiota brunoincarnata, the deadly dapperling, is a gilled mushroom of the genus Lepiota in the order Agaricales. Widely distributed in Europe and temperate regions of Asia as far east as China. It grows in grassy areas such as fields, parks and gardens, and is often mistaken for edible mushrooms. The mushroom has a brown scaled cap up to 4 cm wide with a pinkish-brown stem and white gills. It is highly toxic, with several deaths having been recorded as it resembles the edible gray knight, Tricoloma pterum, and fairy ring champignon, Marasmius oredes. The species was described by Swiss botanists Robert Hippolyte Chodat and Charles Edward Martin in 1889, who noted it growing on roadsides in Geneva in Switzerland. The deadly dapperling is found in warmer parts of Europe, generally the south, but has also been recorded from Britain and Germany. So watch out for those places. The mushroom is not exclusive to Europe and Asia. It has been recorded from Turkey, Israel, Pakistan, Iran, and eastern China. The reason for its deadliness: it is known to contain deadly amounts of alpha-amanitin, which is a cyclic peptide of 8 amino acids. It is considered to be the most deadly amatoxins. Toxins found in several species of the mushroom genus Amanita. Next up, another deadly one which has strange effects: TPP. Number 5. Podostroma cornu de May, the red devil. Found, Japan, Korea, China. Looks like something out of a demon ritual. Toxin. Trichothecenes, messes with your DNA and blood. Causes peeling skin, hair loss, brain damage, and death. This one killed multiple people just from touching it. Yes, touching. Trichoderma cornu de May, Japanese. Kaentake, Hepburn. Caintake, formerly Podostroma cornu de May and also known as the poisonfire coralis, a species of fungus in the family Hypocreaceae. The fruit bodies of the fungus are highly toxic if ingested, and have been responsible for several human fatalities as they contain an often fatal dose of the mycotoxin satratoxin H. The species was originally described as Hypocrea cornu de May by Narcisse Théophile Patouillard in 1895 and later transferred to the genus Podocrea in 1905 by Pier Andrea Siccardo. But in 1994, Japanese mycologists Sugwo Hongo and Masana Izawa placed the species in the genus Podostroma. The fungus was once thought to be exclusive to South Korea and Japan, but recent discoveries have been made in Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, and as all deadly things are, this one is also present in the continent of Australia. Several poisonings have been reported in Japan resulting from the consumption of the fungus. In 1999, one of a group of 5 people from Niigata Prefecture, Japan died 2 days after consuming 1 or 2 grams of fruit body that had been soaked in sake. Don't think cooking it will make it less deadly because, in 2000, an individual from Gunma Prefecture in Japan died after eating the fried mushroom. Symptoms associated with consumption in these cases included stomach pains, changes in perception, decrease in the number of leukocytes and thrombocytes, peeling skin on the face, hair loss, and shrinking of the cerebellum, resulting in speech impediment and problems with voluntary movement. So if you feel any of those, check your nearest poison control center. An autopsy revealed multiple organ failure, including acute kidney failure, liver necrosis and disseminated intravascular coagulation in one case of poisoning. The patient suffered from hemophagocytosis, in addition to severe leukocytopenia and thrombocytopenia, 7 days after ingesting the fungus. Yes, this fungus does not spare its victim for days. The suffering is severe. 4. Cortinarius rebellis, deadly webcap. Found, Europe. Toxin, arelanine, super slow killer. Symptoms can take days to weeks to appear. By the time you feel sick, your kidneys are halfway to quitting. Cortinarius rebellis, commonly known as the deadly webcap, is a species of fungus in the family Cortinariaceae, native to high-latitude temperate to subalpine forests of Eurasia and North America. Within the genus it belongs to a group known as the Orellani, all of which are highly toxic. Eating them results in kidney failure, which is often irreversible. The mushroom is generally tan to brown all over, with a conical to convex cap 2.5 to 8 centimeters. British naturalist Mordecai Cubitt Cook described Cortinarius rebellus in 1887 from material collected by a Dr. Carlisle at Orton Moss near Carlisle, Cumbria. 1. The name was rarely used before 1980. In color, it is a tawny to date brown with paler margins, and is covered in fine, fibrous scales. The gills are ochre or caramel colored, changing to a deeper brown with age as the spores mature. They have an adnate connection to the stipe. The stipe is 5.5 to 11 centimeters. The flesh is cream or pale yellow, but more tan below the pilopolis and in the stem base. It smells slightly of radishes and has no strong taste. Cortinarius rebellus has been recorded in high-latitude temperate to subalpine forests throughout the northern hemisphere, including subalpine conifer forest in the Yatsugatake Mountains in Yamanashi Prefecture, central Japan. Americans watch out for this one as in North America, it is found in British Columbia and western Washington, particularly Mount Rainier National Park. It is also found in Scandinavia, the land of the Vikings. Cortinarius rebellus contains arelanine, a powerful mycotoxin. The danger of poisoning was first recognized in 1972 in Finland, where 4 cases had occurred, 2 of which resulted in permanent kidney failure. In 1979, 3 people on holiday in near Inverness were poisoned, 12, after mistaking it for the chanterelle. 2 of the 3 required kidney transplants. 22 people were poisoned between 1979 and 1993 in Sweden, 9 of whom required a kidney transplant following end-stage kidney failure, ESRF. The edible Craterellus tubiformis can be distinguished by its funnel-shaped cap and ridges on the cap's underside rather than gills. 15. In 1996, one person in Austria ate it while looking for magic mushrooms. 3. Gallerina marginata, funeral bell. Found everywhere, like a toxic toxin. Amatoxins, again? These things are everywhere, mistaken for honey mushrooms. Even freezing or drying doesn't kill the toxin, it's got plot armor. Gallerina marginata, known colloquially as funeral bell, deadly skullcap, autumn skullcap or deadly gallerina, is a species of extremely poisonous mushroom-forming fungus in the family Hymenagastraceae of the order Agaricales. Before 2001, the species G. autumnalis, G. oregonensis, G. unicolor, and G. venenata were thought to be distinct from G. marginata due to differences in habitat and the viscidity of their caps, but phylogenetic analysis showed that they are all the same species. The fruit bodies of the mushroom have brown to yellow-brown caps that fade in color when drying. The gills are brownish and give a rusty spore print. A well-defined membranous ring is typically seen on the stems of young specimens but often disappears with age. In older fruit bodies, the caps are flatter and the gills and stems browner. The species is a classic, little brown mushroom, a catch-all category that includes all small to medium-sized, indistinguishable brownish mushrooms, and thus can easily be misidentified. G. marginata is a wood-rotting fungus that grows predominantly on decaying conifer wood. It is widespread in the northern hemisphere, including Eurasia and North America, and has also been found in Australia. It contains the same deadly amatoxins found in the death cap, Amanita phalloides. Ingestion in toxic amounts causes severe liver damage with vomiting, diarrhea, hypothermia, and eventual death if not treated rapidly. About 10 poisonings have been attributed to the species during the 20th century. 2. Amanita virosa, destroying angel. Found, Europe, North America. Toxin. Amatoxins again, siblings in crime with death cap. White, elegant, and deadly, like an angel with a knife. Symptoms: vomiting, diarrhea, hallucinations, death if untreated. No antidote, only early hospital miracles. Amanita virosa is a species of fungus in the class Agaricomycetes. In the UK, it has the recommended English name of destroying angel and is known internationally as the European destroying angel. Basidiocarp's fruit bodies are agaricoid, mushroom-shaped, and pure white with a ring on the stem and a sac-like vulva at the base. The species occurs in Europe and northern Asia. It was formerly reported from North America, but similar-looking American species like A. bisporigera and A. ocreata are distinct. As the name suggests, the destroying angel is poisonous. Amanita verosa was first described in 1838 by Swedish mycologist Elias Magnus Fries as Agaricus verosus, but this name is illegitimate since it had already been used for an earlier and different species. Amanita verosa was legitimately published by French mycologist Louis-Adolphe Bertillon in 1866. The specific epithet is derived from the Latin adjective verosus meaning toxic. Amanita verosa first appears as a white, egg-shaped object covered with a universal veil. As it expands, the mushroom-shaped fruit body breaks free, though ragged patches of veil may persist at the cap edges. The cap is initially conical with interned edges, before becoming hemispherical and flattening with a diameter up to 12 cm, 4 + 3/4 in. The cap often has a distinctive boss. It is able to be peeled and is white, though the center may be ivory. The crowded, free gills are white, as is the stipe and volva. The thin stipe is up to 15 cm, 5.9 in, tall, with a hanging, grooved ring. The spore print is white and the spores are subglobose and 7 to 10 micrometers long. They are amyloid, staining purple with Melzer's reagent. The flesh is white, with a smell reminiscent of radishes, and turns bright yellow with sodium hydroxide. In Europe, the spring fruiting Amanita verna is a similar all-white species, as is the autumn fruiting, white form of Amanita phalloides, deathcap. Both are equally poisonous. Amanita verosa is found in woodland in late summer and autumn, especially in association with beech and chestnut, but also with pine, spruce, and fir. As with most Amanita species, it forms a mutually beneficial, ectomycorrhizal relationship with the roots of these trees. Amanita verosa was originally described from Sweden and is known throughout Europe, with additional confirmed records from northern Asia, China. Amanita verosa is highly toxic, and has been responsible for severe mushroom poisonings. Eating just one cap of A. verosa is enough to kill an adult human. We have covered most of the main deadly mushrooms. Now let us take a look at one that does not kill you, but instead gives you superpowers. Sparkles bonus. Psilocybin mushrooms, magic mushrooms. Warning: not usually deadly, but a bad trip can make people do fatal things. Prohibited: don't eat wild shrooms unless you're a trained mycologist with plot armor. Some of you might recognize this one. The symptoms are: it makes you feel trippy. You are taken to another world with different laws of physics, or the world itself turns upside down. They, 1, are a type of hallucinogenic mushroom and a polyphyletic informal group of fungi that contain the prodrug psilocybin, which turns into the psychedelic psilocin upon ingestion. 2, the most potent species are members of genus Psilocybe, such as P. azurescens, P. semilanceata, and P. cyanescens, but psilocybin has also been isolated from approximately a dozen other genera, including Pinaleus, including Copelandia, Inocybe, Pluteus, Gymnopolis, and Pholiodina. 2. Amongst other cultural applications, psilocybin mushrooms are used as recreational drugs. They may be depicted in Stone Age rock art in Africa and Europe, but are more certainly represented in pre-Columbian sculptures and glyphs seen throughout the Americas. Finishing off with the deadliest one in the list, the one you must avoid at all costs. 1. Amanita phalloides, death cap. Found, Europe, North America, Asia. Toxin, amatoxins. Damage, liver and kidney failure. Even one cap can kill an adult. Sneaky trait. Looks like edible mushrooms like straw or paddy straw mushrooms. Symptoms: delay 6 to 24 hours, just when you think you're chillin'. Then bam, organ failure arc begins. Commonly known as the death cap, is a deadly poisonous basidiomycete fungus and mushroom, one of many in the genus Amanita. Originating in Europe, but later introduced to other parts of the world since the late 20th century, A. phalloides forms ectomycorrhizas with various broadleaved trees. In some cases, the death cap has been introduced to new regions with the cultivation of non-native species of oak, chestnut, and pine. The large fruiting bodies appear in summer and autumn. The caps are generally greenish in color with a white stipe and gills. The cap color is variable, including white forms, and is thus not a reliable identifier. These toxic mushrooms resemble several edible species, most notably Caesar's mushroom and the straw mushroom, commonly consumed by humans, increasing the risk of accidental poisoning. Amatoxins, the class of toxins found in these mushrooms, are thermostable. They resist changes due to heat and cold, so their toxic effects are not reduced by cooking nor freezing. Amanita phalloides is the most poisonous of all known mushrooms. 6, 7, 8. It is estimated that as little as half a mushroom contains enough toxin to kill an adult human. 9. It is also the deadliest mushroom worldwide, responsible for 90% of mushroom-related fatalities every year. 10. It has been involved in the majority of human deaths from mushroom poisoning, possibly including Roman Emperor Claudius in AD 54 and Holy Roman Emperor Charles VI in 1740. It has also been the subject of much research and many of its biologically active agents have been isolated. The principal toxic constituent is alpha-amanitin, which causes liver and kidney failure. The species is now known to contain two main groups of toxins, both multicyclic, ring-shaped peptides spread throughout the mushroom, and D-cell destroying activity in vitro. An unrelated compound, antamonide, has also been isolated. Amatoxins consist of at least 8 compounds with a similar structure. This is similar to the one we learned about before, that of 8 amino acid rings. They were isolated in 1941 by Heinrich O. Wieland and Rudolf Hallermayer of the University of Munich. Thank you guys watching this full video. This took a while to animate. The sources I used for this video are ChatGPT and Wikipedia. So to summarize, please don't eat unknown mushrooms or you might end up with spoiled kidneys and liver.